we had a slight technical difficulty. A brand new bag, and it had the tube was kind of sealed. So got it unhooked. Now again, I'm squeezing the air out of the tube and with the bubbles going up. And then there's still air from here to here. So then what I do is this is a gravity system. So I hold it down, let the coffee flood through it, and then I slowly lift it as I'm clamping it off, because if you clamp it off at the bottom and lift it, it's going to get more air in because the coffee is going to flow through so fast. Anyway, then because like I said, it's an open system, it allows me to pour that excess right back in there. Okay, so next, you gotta lube your tube. So I just get a little bit of something. This is stuff that I make. It's wonderful. It's coconut oil, grapefruit oil, cocoa butter, shea butter. I think that's it. Anyway, lube the tube. And now I'm going to show you with my clothes on because we've saved the X-rated coffee enema video for another time. Anyway, so we climb down onto the floor. The ozonator I told you about earlier, I turn it back on. It runs for 15 minutes, and we're supposed to be holding the coffee for 15 minutes, so it makes it easy to do. Okay, so every enema you're going to read about, every time they tell you how to do it, they tell you to be on your right side with your knees up to your chest. Well, I'm sorry, but this arm doesn't reach far enough for me to pull that off. And most people can't pull it off, and then they get discouraged and they don't do it at all. So here's how you do it by yourself. So most people also don't know. Your rectum points up towards your abdomen. So instead of thinking that you're going to put this straight in, once you find your butthole, you're going to point it towards your stomach. So it's going to point kind of up. You're aiming for right up in here. And that way it's going to just slide right in. So once you get that in, you just unclamp it and let it go. So once you start, it might start cramping, and you keep this in your hand and clamp it back off. And sometimes you're not going to be able to get it in all the way. And so you just stop and you wait. Hopefully the cramp will go away, and then you continue. So actually, I like to have my foot over the tube and with my foot up on the wall. It just makes it easier. And then if things kind of get stuck, you can tell that you're like filling up on this side. It means there's something kind of blocking the way so the coffee can't get through. So what I do with that, tube still in, I'll lift my butt up in the air and bounce. Bouncing is going to get the coffee to move. So you've got your descending colon here, so it's going to go up in that way, your transverse colon over here, and the ascending over here. But we're putting stuff in backwards, so we want it to go up and then over. And so if you get to a point where it's not going, then you roll over, and you can continue to rock or whatever. You got to get that whole quart in. Once the quart's in, clamp it back off. I pull the tube out, and I just lay it down on my towel. So it's more comfortable to lay on my right side while I'm holding the coffee. I've got 15 minutes to do it, and so a lot of times I bring my phone and I play solitaire or do whatever, get on Facebook, just whatever's going to keep me occupied and not thinking about the fact that, oh my gosh, I have to go, right? So more than likely, you're going to get cramps. You know, the really, really bad diarrhea cramps where you think you're going to explode? Those kind. The really, really bad, like, labor pains where you think you're going to die, and you don't. So, anyway, there's tricks to being able to hold it. Sometimes I end up bouncing my feet, and I just wiggle my feet. The one that helps me the most, which I've never read in a book anywhere, I ran into a lady that I knew years ago, and she was in the store with her friend, and I told her that sometimes I get these horrible cramps when I'm doing it and I can't hold it, and she says, oh, well, you have to do it this way. She gets down on the floor in the store we're at and shows me. So your knees stay on the floor and your ankles come up. And so, you know, you're laying down, a pillow helps too, but you're laying down, again, you're totally flat so you get down to your knees, but then both of your feet come up. and I have no idea why it works, other than the part that makes sense to me is that you're twisting and it's just taking the pressure off or changing the pressure. I don't know, couldn't tell you, but I know that it helps. And so when your whole intention is to hold it for 15 minutes and you know that that's what's going to give you the most benefit, then somehow you got to make that happen for your 15 minutes. If you make it 10, it's better than not making it. It's better than 5, right? So the longer you can get to 15 minutes, the better off you're going to be. Something I've done is fallen asleep. And you fall asleep and who knows when you're going to wake up, right? But usually the caffeine buzz is going to wake you up. Sometimes it doesn't. I've had other people call me and say, okay, Susan, I went to go to the bathroom and nothing happened. Apparently you were really, really dehydrated and your body absorbed all the liquid. So that's not a good thing. If that happens, you definitely want to do another one, because anything that's dumped out of your liver and your gallbladder is going to stagnate there in your intestines. So you want to get that stuff out and get it moving. If you're that dehydrated, you need to drink again anyway. But usually the caffeine buzz kicks in at about 8 minutes, and after 15, you're ready to let it out. You don't want to go past that, because the toxins that are pulled from your liver and your gallbladder are again there, and you want those out of your body. That's the whole purpose of doing this. So laying down, bouncing your legs, sometimes I'll roll over, get on my stomach, and sometimes I can walk downstairs. I can do whatever. I had a friend come over here years ago to get in my hyperbaric chamber, and I said, okay, that's cool, you can do that, but I'm on a time schedule, I've got to have my coffee. Come up here, I'm laying here, I'm having my coffee, my phone rings, she's having a panic attack inside my hyperbaric chamber. If she unzips it with the pressure full, it will ruin it. So here I am, it's the first time I've ever had to do this. Jump up and I run downstairs to turn the compressor off. It takes about 4 minutes for the pressure to go down, so I had to stand in there for 4 minutes talking her through her panic attack so she didn't ruin my chamber, and letting her out. And I did fine, held it fine. So I've never had any accidents. When I broke my back, my mom would walk into she'd hold the bag for me, and we were doing 2 coffee enemas every day to get me off of the pain pills, and that took 13 days. And so at 13 days I was completely off 13 days after I got out of the hospital. So 26 days after the accident, and I've never taken another narcotic since. And so I manage my pain with the coffee enemas. I take turmeric if it's available. I buy the turmeric root and chew on that, eat those. And so the Gerson coffee enemas, whatever you want to call them, have really, really saved me for clearing out my liver, getting rid of the cancer that way, along with other things that we'll be talking about and showing more videos on, and helping with the back pain. So shattering L1 is a big owie, and so doing the coffee enemas got me to where I can deal with that pain. It's been almost 6 years. I still have pain from it. I still wake up very tight every morning, and the coffee helps take care of that. So I think the major part of it is clearing out the liver and keeping the liver clear. I don't eat I don't eat garbage at all, really, and I don't drink alcohol. I don't do anything that's going to clog up my liver for ingesting. We've got toxins in the air, we've got whatever that we still have to deal with, and emotional stuff, any kind of thing can get clogging up with the liver, and cleaning it out is going to provide the best health for me. So that's why I do it. And any questions, put them through to the website and I'll get back to you with your answers.